we are going to discuss the operating mechanisms of high-voltage circuit breakers. A circuit breaker performs only two operations. It either opens or closes. That's all. But now think for a moment. A high-voltage circuit breaker is not like the switch in your house. Inside a circuit breaker, the moving contacts are made of heavy metallic parts. Along with the contacts, many mechanical links, insulating rods, and operating levers also have to move together. This is the fixed contact, and this is the moving contact. This is the operating linkage assembly. The entire moving assembly has considerable weight. Now suppose a short circuit develops in the system. Within just a few milliseconds, this heavy moving contact has to accelerate from rest, travel a certain distance, extinguish the arc, and completely isolate the faulty circuit. Obviously, a very large amount of mechanical energy is required for this operation, and equally obviously, it has to be available instantly. So naturally, the next question is, where does this mechanical energy come from? The answer is the operating mechanism. Today, we shall understand how the operating mechanism stores energy and how it releases that energy whenever the circuit breaker receives a closing or tripping command. The operating mechanism used in modern extra high voltage or EHV circuit breakers is known as the stored energy operating mechanism. Now the obvious question is, why is it called a stored energy operating mechanism? Because the breaker stores mechanical energy before any operation is required. Then, whenever a closing or opening command is received, that stored energy is released immediately. This is why the breaker does not have to wait for an external power source at the exact moment of operation. Even if the control supply momentarily fluctuates, the required mechanical energy is already available. Now the next question is, where is this energy stored? There are mainly three methods: spring, compressed air, hydraulic oil. Depending upon where the energy is stored, different operating mechanisms have been developed. Stored energy operating mechanisms are mainly of five types: spring open, spring close mechanism, pneumatically closed, spring open mechanism, solenoid closed, spring open mechanism, pneumatic operating mechanism, hydraulic operating mechanism. We'll begin with the most commonly used one. This is the operating mechanism used in most modern SF choice circuit breakers. First, we draw the breaker contacts. This is the fixed contact and this is the moving contact. Next, we draw two springs. This is the closing spring. This is the opening spring. Now we draw an electric motor connected to the closing spring through a gear arrangement. This is the motor. Now let us understand how it works. Initially, the motor rotates. Through the gear arrangement, it compresses the closing spring. At this stage, no switching operation takes place. The breaker is simply storing mechanical energy. As long as the spring remains compressed, the energy is safely stored. Now suppose a closing command is given. Immediately, the closing coil becomes energized. The closing coil simply releases the closing latch. Notice something very important. The closing coil itself does not close the breaker. The coil only unlocks the mechanism. The actual work is done by the stored energy of the compressed closing spring. The spring expands rapidly. Its stored energy is transmitted through the operating linkage. The moving contact travels at high speed. Finally, the breaker closes. But something very interesting happens during this closing movement. As the moving mechanism travels, it simultaneously compresses the second spring. This is the opening spring. So immediately after the breaker closes, the opening spring is fully charged. Then, a limit switch automatically starts the motor again and the closing spring is recharged. In other words, the breaker is now fully prepared for the next tripping operation. Now suppose a fault occurs in the system. A protection relay sends a trip signal to the trip coil. The trip coil releases another latch. Again, remember this carefully. The trip coil does not open the breaker. It only releases the latch. The actual opening force comes from the stored energy of the opening spring. The opening spring expands almost instantly. The moving contacts separate rapidly, interrupting the current and extinguishing the arc. Have you ever noticed what happens when a spring is released suddenly? It vibrates. Similarly, during breaker operation, the moving mechanism may experience shocks and oscillations. To absorb these shocks, oil dashpots are provided. These dashpots work exactly like the shock absorbers in a motorcycle or a car. They smooth the movement, reduce vibrations, and protect the operating mechanism from mechanical damage. Now let's discuss another important operating mechanism used in extra high voltage minimum oil circuit breakers and also in some SF6 circuit breakers. Pneumatically closed spring-opened operating mechanism. The name itself tells us how it works. Here, the closing operation is carried out by compressed air, while the opening operation is performed by a spring. That is why it is called the pneumatically closed spring-opened mechanism. Now let me show the complete arrangement. This is simply a storage tank. Inside this tank, compressed air is stored at high pressure. This is the solenoid-operated pneumatic valve attached to the outlet pipeline. From the valve, there is another pipe leading to a pneumatic cylinder. Inside the cylinder, this is a piston. The piston rod connects to the operating linkage of the circuit breaker. There is a spring beside the linkage. This is the opening spring. Now imagine the breaker is standing in the open position. Nothing is moving. But inside the air receiver, compressed air is already stored. The air is already under pressure. That means the energy is stored in advance. Now suppose the operator presses the close push button locally or from the remote control panel. The very first device to operate is the solenoid-operated pneumatic valve. Normally it remains closed. But the moment the solenoid energizes, the valve opens instantly. As soon as the valve opens, high-pressure compressed air rushes from the air receiver into the pneumatic cylinder. The compressed air expands rapidly here and pushes the piston surface. The piston begins to move. The piston rod pulls the operating linkage. The linkage moves the moving contact. Finally, the circuit breaker closes. So remember, the electrical signal simply opens the pneumatic valve. The actual closing force comes from the compressed air. But something very interesting happens during this closing movement. As the piston travels, it is not only closing the breaker. At the same time, it also compresses the opening spring. So immediately after the breaker is fully closed, the opening spring becomes fully charged. In other words, the energy required for the next opening operation has already been stored in the opening spring. When a trip or open signal is sent to the trip coil, the trip coil is a small electromagnet. This electromagnet releases the latch holding the compressed opening spring. As soon as the latch is released, the spring expands rapidly. The linkage moves. The moving contact separates from the fixed contact. Hence, the breaker opens. Now we shall discuss the solenoid closing spring opening mechanism of a circuit breaker. This is an obsolete type of circuit breaker operating mechanism technology. Here, the plunger of the solenoid directly pushes the moving contact from its open position to the closed position. Thereby, it makes the circuit breaker close. Actually, we use an electromagnetic solenoid here. When we send a close command to the circuit breaker, we actually send DC power to the closing solenoid coil. As the solenoid energizes, it pushes its plunger, and that plunger is mechanically coupled with the closing mechanism of the circuit breaker. As a result, the circuit breaker closes. But during this closing operation, the movement of the mechanical links, levers, and gears associated with the closing arrangement deforms the spring mechanism. The tripping spring gets charged during the closing operation, and a latch holds the tripping spring in its deformed position. Whenever we send a trip pulse to the circuit breaker, that latch gets displaced due to the action of the tripping coil, which is another smaller solenoid-type device. Once the latch is displaced, the tripping spring relaxes immediately and through the mechanical linkage, pushes the closed moving contact back to its open position. Thus, the opening operation of the circuit breaker is completed. This technology is still popularly used in 415-volt air circuit breakers. But for higher voltage levels, this technology has become obsolete. This is because the closing solenoid takes a large amount of power and also it takes a significant space in the circuit breaker cubicle. As this technology is backdated or obsolete, it is still used in some 11 kV bulk oil circuit breakers. However, The 11 kilovolt bulk oil circuit breaker itself has become obsolete. So, we may not have much discussion regarding this technology. So, we are ending the discussion of this solenoid closing and spring opening technology of the circuit breaker here. Hope you got the idea. An idea is enough because again I am saying, in the modern era, this mechanism is not used in medium voltage and high voltage circuit breakers. It is still found only in some old 11 kilovolt bulk oil circuit breakers. Pneumatic operating mechanism of circuit breaker. A pneumatic operating mechanism is mainly used in high voltage air blast circuit breakers. Although high voltage air blast circuit breakers are no longer used in modern power systems because of their huge size and complex mechanism, they are also not maintenance-free because they require frequent periodic maintenance. However, for the sake of our study, we may discuss the overall idea of the pneumatic mechanism for the closing and opening operations of a circuit breaker. Here, atmospheric air is compressed with the help of an air compressor through a filter. This compressed air is then supplied to a pneumatic cylinder. The piston inside the pneumatic cylinder is pushed back due to the expansion of the compressed air inside the cylinder. Actually, when the closing command is passed through the solenoid actuated air valve, that means when a closing command is given to the solenoid closing coil, it lifts the valve and opens its passage. As a result, the compressed air stored in the air reservoir is suddenly released and expands, pushing the piston backward. This piston is mechanically linked with the moving contact of the circuit breaker. Therefore, as the piston moves, it pushes the moving contact to its closed position, thereby closing the circuit breaker. To open the circuit breaker, the same compressed air is used. The compressed air entering the arcing chamber produces high pressure, which pushes the moving contact back and thereby opens the circuit breaker. At the same time, the forceful blast of air quenches the arc. So, there is another solenoid actuated air valve attached to the opening mechanism of the circuit breaker. As soon as the tripping pulse or opening command is received by the tripping coil or tripping solenoid, the plunger lifts the valve and opens its passage. As a result, the compressed air stored in the air reservoir forcefully enters the arcing chamber, pushes the moving contact back, and opens the circuit breaker. So, both the closing and opening operations use pneumatic pressure. That is why it is called the pneumatic operating mechanism of a circuit breaker. A hybrid type of pneumatic operating mechanism is also used. In this mechanism, the closing spring is not charged by a rotating motor. Instead, compressed air pushes a piston, and due to the movement of the piston, the closing spring gets charged. During the closing operation, when the closing spring relaxes, it also charges or compresses the tripping spring, making the circuit breaker ready for the next tripping operation. That means it is basically a spring-spring mechanism. The only difference is that instead of using a charging motor, compressed air is used to charge the closing spring. That is why it is called a hybrid pneumatic operating mechanism of a circuit breaker. Some manufacturers of SF6 circuit breakers use this hybrid technology. Hope you got a basic idea of the pneumatic operating mechanism of a circuit breaker. Lastly, we will discuss the hydraulic operating mechanism of a circuit breaker. A hydraulic mechanism consists of a motor-driven hydraulic pump, an accumulator, hydraulic valves and piping, an oil tank, and a hydraulic cylinder with a piston. The hydraulic oil is maintained at a very high pressure by an oil compressor inside the accumulator, typically around 300 to 350 kilograms force per square centimeter. When a closing command is given to the closing coil, either from the local or remote control, the hydraulic valve opens. As soon as the valve opens, The high-pressure hydraulic oil flows from the accumulator into the hydraulic cylinder, where it pushes the piston. The movement of this piston is utilized to operate the mechanical links of the closing mechanism of the circuit breaker. As a result, the moving contact travels at high speed and closes the circuit breaker. During the opening operation, the hydraulic oil is directed to the upper side of the piston. This forces the piston to move in the opposite direction, thereby opening the circuit breaker. The main advantage of the hydraulic operating mechanism is that it can provide very high-speed closing and opening operations without significant bounce or vibration. This is because the highly pressurized hydraulic oil naturally provides damping to the dynamic mechanical system of the circuit breaker during its operation. However, this type of circuit breaker requires regular maintenance, and the hydraulic system is comparatively more complicated, bulky, and expensive. Moreover, there is always a possibility of hydraulic oil leakage. That is why this technology has also become largely obsolete nowadays. Hope you got a basic idea of the hydraulic operating mechanism of a circuit breaker.